What's going on? So today I'm going to show you how to get rid of all these ugly colors that you actually see right now. So I've got two photos that I actually have posted almost on my Instagram. That I think one of these is actually on my website. I don't know. It's one of the Jim Beam photos that I did. And so far these are the two photos that I've actually gone through and I've actually edited properly. And then I actually look back at it now and I look like, oh, these ugly colors are not very great. So I'm gonna try and fix these, and I'm also gonna show you how to fix images just like these, as colors can be great. But if you're like a beginner, like what I used to do was very oversaturate my colors and make it into a art, make it into a very ugly photo that wouldn't really look that good. I'll show you some images as we are going through this as well. So let's just get into this. So once you've probably noticed that this whole entire bottle is absolutely orange, because it's like a bourbon obviously, and so with this I would usually go down towards this color section here, and you can actually test out the color mixer. So I would definitely recommend going through each of these colors and looking at the image and going like, okay, what can we fix from this? And I'll show you the original as well. This was the original. It was just completely flat, dark and stuff. So that's what the original looked like, and then that's what it looks like now. You can also test out from the color grading section mid-tones, shadows, and highlights, as that is so important, because I like to use this to really bring out subjects such as these. You can also use the masking tool as well, which we'll probably use because that's what it is. And so right now I need to get rid of this whole entire, just go like that. Sometimes I will fix it depending on the image, but I feel like the whole entire background is a little bit too much, so we're gonna be doing that, and that looks a bit more better as I master it, but we'll probably adjust it as it is. But I'll watch the video on North Borders of how to get rid of ugly orangey colors and stuff, so that bring me the idea to do it, to show you how to get rid of all these type of colors and stuff. So you probably do want to just down the highlights a little bit, up the shadows a bit, and then we just always test out if it's very bright or not, because sometimes with the whites it can bring out the colors and stuff. So we're just going to do like that, as that's pretty nice. And then obviously don't have it too much orangey or too blue, have it in the middle somewhere for colors. Obviously have your saturation environment just like +4 or either just 0, as it will probably bring out the image depending on what the photo it is. So there's that too. Obviously with the color mixer I'm probably going to bring down the orange, as it looks really orange to me. So I'm just going to do like that. And then with the red and stuff, we're probably gonna just bring it down just a little bit. Yellows, we're probably just gonna bring it down a little bit as well, because it was pretty bright from the beginning. So yeah, so we're just gonna be testing all this out, and then I think we should. What does this do with? Okay, so obviously, just gonna try and get the highlights in. Or the mid-tones or whatever. So why is this blue? Where's this blue coming from? Okay, right, yeah. I'm just wondering why did I put this blue in? That's okay. There we go. Okay, that looks a bit better. It looks a bit too pinkish, I feel like. So we're just gonna not use any colors for this one for the shadows. Obviously, just add a bit more green to that one too. Not too much, obviously, but you can play around with these as well. With the I've always used the color grading stuff at the moment. You can go and go do like this, as this would be show you the hue and saturation, and so we're actually gonna go mask the background actually, because that's really important to do. Because if you've got a subject and stuff and the background's way too bright, then obviously down it or either desaturate it, as if it's a bit too much color. So it does have a little bit too much color into it. So we're just gonna desaturate it. So obviously it was like that, and then now we're just gonna just a tiny little bit desaturate the background as well. So because at the beginning of my photography, my photos were absolutely saturated to the epitome. So I'll just show you a very great example once I get back into this. Let's go with this one here. This is quite terrible. This was back in 2018. So yeah, I don't really know what I did here in terms for my editing. See, look at this. Look at this. That is terrible. See, plus 70. You should not be even doing that. I'm gonna say this to you. You should not be doing that at all. So we're just gonna fix. We're actually gonna fix this one up because it's just a bit too much. It is way too much. As you can see from the color grading bit here, look at it. It is terrible. It is absolutely terrible. So we're just gonna do that, and like we're really gonna fix this image up, as I feel like. So we're just gonna do not use these effects, not too much, because they make the whole entire thing a bit terrible. As you can see, it is quite I don't know what happened to this image. I think it was just that dark, was it? Oh, there we go. That was the image? Wow. That's the image. Wow. Yeah, rightio. Alright, so, okay, that's like one of the images that I just showed you there that was absolutely terrible. So we'll just go back to the section that I actually wanted to do. So, so that first image there is practically pretty good. Like in terms for me, that's pretty decent. So it was very saturated. With this one, we're just going to get rid of the blues behind these people here, because I feel like it's a bit too much blue. I don't know why I added in so much blue into that one. So we're just going to, so at the moment we're just going to select the blue, and we're just going to desaturate it just a little bit, so it makes it a bit more of a natural white color. So then, because obviously you don't have, obviously out of this fountain the water is going to be blue, it's going to be clear white, and then we're just going to desaturate the light blues as well to make it a bit more of the orangey, bit more of the normal color. So yeah, that's practically about it, and then just play around with this as well. So yeah, I feel like this is probably the best. Oh, it's actually, I don't know. Obviously just put in like just a tiny bit of saturation, obviously, because these people are the image is very dark, so there's that too. So yeah, that's practically about it for terms of the saturation. Just don't really do what I did in terms of that other image I just showed you back in 2018, because that image is probably the most awful thing I've ever seen in my life. So yeah, do not do that to your color. Do not do that towards your photos as for colors. So because those colors make, like, if you mix like two colors into one, like 3 to 5 colors, it's just not really go that great, as it just wouldn't be that nice. So it's like, for me, if I was just going to go like this and just go, yeah, let's just fucking play around with the whole entire thing here and make everyone a bloody Oompa Loompa, you can see that the skin is already being affected. Look at that. It can affect skin quite badly, and also the image as well, because like, look at this, it looks like it come from like a painting or something. So yeah, it doesn't really do that great for your photos. So do not mix these around whatsoever, because it just doesn't really look that nice. Obviously I am being very carried away with this, but like I'm just saying to you, do not do this to your images as I did if you're starting out in photography, because it can be fun, and then once you learn like 3 years later, you go, oh fuck, I shouldn't have done this. So don't do that to your images, and yeah, be creative with the colors and all that type of stuff. Be careful with these, and yeah, have a great one, and I'll see you next time.